So, welcome to the current episode. This is what we will achieve today. So, our character is holding a weapon, and we can switch the weapon, and the animation is beautiful. So, we can switch, we can even shoot, we have a little bit of a recoil, and we can walk, and while we're walking or while we're standing, we can change the weapon. And we have this beautiful level. This is the complete content of the current episode, so let's go. Okay, last time we created these beautiful animations just to get the pistol wide, and the other one is the AK, which is grabbed from the back and put into the position. So what I did was adding another point here, another keyframe, just to have this as an animation, a static position, like this one here. And we of course need another walking animation, so or run, because the walk is interpolated between the idle and the run position or animation. So let's do the one, but not this one. Let's try to take it from the idle position, copy this one, call it one. Yeah, now I can't call it one because one is already there. Then I call it move. This should, maybe I have to go to one. Call it _1, go to move, call it 1, and there we go. So I tricked the software. Incredible. So, okay. How do we create the walk cycle? If you are an animator, you probably know it. If you are not an animator like me, you have no clue how to do it. So you have a rough idea in your mind, but what really helps is, again, Mixamo. So you either download it or you take it as a reference. So here we are, a walk animation or run animation, and we just have to copy it. So we do not copy it like a copycat, but there are all important poses. For example, here is a pass pose. Here is a touch on the ground. Here again, the pass post on the other side. Touch the ground. There we go. So you can do it with 4 poses. Some animators will say no, you definitely need more. It depends how many effort and time you want to spend. So just copy the pose. Okay. So here's the result. It looks a little bit off. I don't know why. So here's a reference. Looks a little bit beautiful, more beautiful, but it's motion capture. So yeah, and mine is done by hand. So if you have a library like this, do use it. Otherwise, it will look a little bit creepy, and yeah. But we will go for it. So we have everything we need. An idle animation, a run animation. I should force it to keep it. A pistol animation and get AK. Yeah, that's it. We can just select everything and import it into Unity. But we could deselect the guns because we will parent them with the bones. And this is more efficient than the bone animation and mesh deformation. So let's import it into Unity and see what we got. I will use the Lightweight render pipeline preview in my scene. Unfortunately, it took Unity a little bit to load, but you can set up a project and select it right away so that you do not have to set it up. And this is the example scene that always comes with it. And here we have our character. So this is what it looks like. Oh, here it even has a model with it. The animation is here. Let's check it out. Okay, looks quite okay. First thing I will do, I just delete those sample assets. The materials just contains a skybox, so I will rename it in skybox. It's okay. Example assets, we don't need them. The presents are just audio presents. We will delete them as well. The scenes are not important to us. The scripts are not important to us either. The settings are nice because they already got predefined assets. At the moment we have the high quality, so during development I will choose low quality because it will give me better performance and I can deliver the game in high quality. The tutorial info is not important to us either, and the readme is the last thing we can really delete. Okay, now we should save our scene. Here it's a sample scene. I will call it main and open it again. Now everything looks fine. I created this objects folder with the AK from the package we have downloaded in the last tutorial and the pistol. So this is what they look like. The materials are not ready, but we will come to this. Okay, let's start with the character. He needs some ground we can walk on. So let's create a cube. In the inspector we set the scale to 100 and 1 and 100 and set the position to 0, 0, 0. And let's check if it's really on the ground. No, it isn't. So we will subtract 0.5. Now it's on the ground. The post-processing volume can get up. We don't need it right now. And now it's time for our character. So these are the animations. This is the one that I wanted to delete, so I will get rid of it. So get AK. It's just the AK animation we have created. This is okay. And the get pistol is also okay. The idle animation is fine. The run animation is fine too. I've created a sideways animation, just that we can walk sideways. It's not beautiful, but it works. But we need some more. For example, a hold pistol. How we are able to achieve that? So now we have this get pistol selected, and we will only use the last few frames. So here you see frame 20 is okay, so we will use frame 20 to frame 20. We will loop the frame, and there we have it, hold pistol. Now we need a shoot pistol. We will use frame 20 till 22. If we loop it, this is how it looks like. It looks like a machine gun, but normally we will play it once, so it looks like, this. Okay, so next up, the hold AK. It's the same basically. We will choose a get AK and takes the last few frames. I guess it's frame 30 to 30. Looping. Looks fine. And the last one is shoot AK. Okay, shoot AK. 30 to 32. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks okay. It's a shooting animation. It's a little bit small, but here you can see it. So, yeah, you can put definitely more effort in it, but it's just for demo purposes, so it's okay. We will apply it, and now our character has these animations here. So these are the animations. Let's go to the materials. I don't want to import them. I don't know what you are used to make. So normally they are imported. So for example, you have the body material already done. You can use it, but I would like to remake them, especially when I have some more maps I want to apply. So big should be a humanoid. We will create it from this model, and we have to configure that. So here we go. This is what it looks like. Character is not in T-pose. Yeah, I know. That's how it is. So, and here we see what could be mapped. So, for example, here is a head. you can have a specific look at the head and which bone is attached to it. And since we have used a pre-made wig, it's already pretty good mapped. You do not have to map it or map all the bones, but all the bones you have, you should map them. For example, the head, you can see the hierarchy on the right here. There's a clone of the character. So for example, I can say, the head is not mapped correct. So I would like to have the face here. And then he says, the face is already mapped to the right eye, which is not okay. So I can grab the right eye, hit delete, and there we go. The head is there. And yeah, that's it. So you go through all of your body parts. Just check if everything is okay, if everything looks right. So how to check it really quick? Just click on it. Toe. So right leg, toe. This is a right leg here. This is Unity's model. This is our model. Looks right. The foot looks right. Looks right. Right. Left thing looks okay. So right arm, hand. This is a hand. It's okay. Upper arm and so on. Okay. The left thing is the model. Yeah, it looks. The default thing is normally quite good. The only thing that I don't want to have in this model are the weapons. So we could go back to Blender and just select the meta rig and the body and export this again and make sure that you say only the selected objects, and then you just override it. Normally your input settings shouldn't be affected by it. So this is what it should look like. So I have a character. I've correctly mapped the humanoid body. I just noticed that you cannot import just one frame. You have to always specify it more. So I have changed the whole AK from 29.5 to 30.5. So it has one frame. And then you should check every animation that it looks like it should be. So let's switch to the animator and create one. So you go to create animator controller, call it player, and there we go. This is our base layer. In the base layer we need the movement, and the movement is definitely the idle, the one and the sideways, but I would like to create a new blend tree for that. So instead of going from anywhere to anywhere, I would like to go to blend tree. And in this blend tree, we create some motion fields. So 3 motion fields, and there goes the idle goes in it. So 1 and sideways. So, and the 1 and the sideways, we will add them 2 times. We will choose the 3D 3-form directional. So now we place our points anywhere so that we know what we are clicking. So the idle. Where is the idle? The idle is this one. It goes in the middle. Okay, sideways. We take this is the left one, and this is the 1. It goes forward. This is the 1, and the animation speed should be -1, so it's a backward. And here we go. So this is the idle. This is 1. So there we go. Just place it. Sideways, sideways. 1 with the speed of 1 and backwards. Okay. This is 0, 0, 0, 1, -1, 0, 0, -1, 1, -1. So, oh, sorry, 0. This is where these should be. Okay, now we need parameters. And the 1 is blend, but it's not correct. It should be speed. And another float. Left, right. Speed forward, and maybe speed left right or sideward. And now we can choose them. And if I set the right button, I see, okay, here it's not quite right. So sideward, forward. So now forward is 1, it's -1, sideward 1, -1. Okay, let's play it. So now he's going sidewards, forward, backward, and a combination. So I was very interested in the combination, how it looked like. It looks a little bit strange, so you can't really blend them. But yeah, it's okay. We have to see how it's turning out in the game. Sometimes it's better to have a forward animation and let him walk sidewards, but the steps animation do not blend in very well. But it's okay for now. Let's save this. This is a base layer. Now let's come to the interesting part. Switching weapons. This is a weapon layer. And there we just enter hold pistol, hold AK, of course the idle position. This is the entry state. So idle, hold pistol, hold AK. Shoot pistol, shoot AK. Side by side. Get pistol, get AK. Okay, I try to make it as big as possible, so there we go. We need space here, so we need parameters. For example, bool for AK and a bool for pistol. Okay, normally you should name it rifle, but okay, it's okay for now. Get AK, get pistol. This is the thing. So if we are in the idle mode, we can get the pistol. Then we that is default state. Then we hold the pistol. Then we maybe shoot the pistol. After that, we hold the pistol again. Then we need to get pistol. Get pistol and get AK again, because after we hold the pistol, we get the pistol 0. We call this set pistol back and set AK back. And what we do, we set the speed to -1. And after we set the pistol back, we are going to idle, and we can then get our AK, hold the AK, then we shoot with the AK, go back to hold the AK, then we set the AK back, and we are in idle mode again. Okay, looks symmetric, and everything that is symmetric is quite right. And we just have to define when things start. So we need a trigger, and this is shoot. So get pistol. When should we trigger this? Of course, we go here to the transition, and the condition is pistol is true. As soon as pistol is true, we have the pistol. This is fired immediately after it. So from get pistol, we go to hold pistol. And then if the trigger shoot is not consumed, shoot, we will shoot. And directly after it, we will go back. We are here, and this is only triggered if we say AK is true. We set the pistol back. As soon as the animation is done, we go here, and then we are here, and there is a condition AK is true. Then we get the AK, wait for the animation to finish. We hold the AK as soon as we shoot. we will play the shoot animation, go back to AK, maybe shoot again, maybe go back to AK again, and as soon as we switch again to the pistol, we should set the AK back, go here after the animation is finished, and then we are here on idle again and go back. So this sounds good. So we save this, and now we have to deal with these animations here. So for example, this has no exit time, idle, we play immediately the get pistol. And here this has an exit time, and this means when the animation is over, we will blend to hold pistol. There we go. We play the complete animation and then we go over to hold pistol. This has no exit time, it will play immediately. This one will play directly after the shoot pistol is over. We will blend back to hold pistol. And then hold pistol to get pistol back. It has no exit time. This one blends over if it's done. Then here, this has no exit time. This will exit as soon as it's done. Then here, this has no exit time. And again, this animation will play as soon as it's done. So we will always blend a little bit so it looks smoother. And then here, do not have an exit time. We go back in a smooth manner. And that's it. That's our animator. Okay, now we have to combine these layers, and we do this with a mask. So create, where is it? Avatar mask. There we go. Upper body. We're glad we have a humanoid so that we can really use this mask. Otherwise we had to create it. So now we can just say no IK bones, only the upper part of the body. I just realized that there's a root bone. Next time I can make a root bone the old way. There's one root bone at the bottom, but we have our root bone around here. But it's selected with this humanoid. I don't know if we need this body. We have to check it. Only the arms are very relevant for this. And the upper body is the mask that we use here. Upper body, rate to 1. We will set this into code, in the code. So as soon as it's 1, this will be triggered, and if it's 0, it's not triggered. We will have to set it to 1, I guess. Because we do not have, we just say, okay, we have no time where the character has no weapon. If the character would have no weapon, I would set it to 0, and so these animations do not play any role, but here set to 1, it will be easier. Okay, let's quickly test our character. So we will place it here. We have to recreate the materials, so I will do it for 1. So you say material, lightweight render pipeline, but yeah, everything is there what we need. We do not have to go to the graph editor, so just drag and drop things in, no, not metallic, normal map. Metallic should stay as it is. So, and this was, for example, the bottom, and we call the material bottom. And then we go to the character, especially the mesh of the character, which is here. And then we should have the materials here, and the bottom is one of those. Just try it out. I think the third one, no, this was the top. Last one, no. This one, yes. So, this one is correct. And there we go. I will just repeat it for the other. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present you our character. He looks quite nice. So, yes, he looks okay. A little bit stressed out, but in general, he looks fine. Okay, we attach a test script to him. And here we go. This is my test script. So we have all the variables we have in the animator here as well, and they are public, so we can set them in the editor. I will grab the reference of the animator and just forward these variables. And I do the same trick here 3 times. So I ask if one variable is true, I will immediately set it to false and set the trigger or set the bools in the expected way. And so these checkboxes behave as buttons. So I click a button, then goes directly to false, registers the click and say, okay, set trigger shoot, or set the AK to true and pistol to false, or vice versa. And we set the animator controller to the animator. Okay, let's see what is happening. So do not apply the root motion, otherwise if your animation is not 100% in place, he will move. So, can he go forward? Yes! And he always goes forward with the body here. So the upper body is still there because the animation says, okay, this layer is just on idle. So the upper body is on idle. But this will never be the case in our game. So in our game, he has always a gun. So do you see? He grabs the gun and put it in place. Looks good. Let's shoot. Okay, shooting. Doesn't seem to work pretty good. So he's holding the pistol. He's shooting and goes back. So I think, oh yes, there we go. There's the issue. Animator. So shoot pistol should be playing directly. Oh, has no exit time. Okay, let's retry it. Shoot. Ah, there we go. You see the recoil? I can go a little bit nearer to the player. So the idle position of the gun is not quite steady. We should fix that in Blender, but the recoil is there. And let's switch to the AK, put it back, and there is a mess. So, put it back. So, yes. This is sometimes the case. Even though it looks perfect in Blender, it sometimes does not look that good in Unity. So here everything is okay. And in Unity, it's a mess. So it starts here. When he grabs it, it's like he does a 360 turnaround. 360, okay, then 360 back, grabs a gun, 360 again, and okay, the rest is okay. So the rest is okay, but here there's some issue with the IK bones. And this sometimes happens. I hate it because it makes my tutorial way longer, but you will notice this issue if you animate by hand a lot. And the main reason for that is that you do not have a keynote for all of your bones that are affected by this. So take this, we have a keynote here, but there are many bones that have no keynote. So we can just select everything, say pose mode, grab everything, press I, and then we insert a keynote for this frame. Here again, here again, here. And now let's have a look. So he has a gun, puts it up, and okay, 360, another 360, another one. 4! Now it's getting worse. So here I am from the future. I really deep dived into the problem, and the main reason is that you import the animation and you can't set the interpolation, because sometimes rotation is struggling with the quaternion interpolation, sometimes it's with Euler axis, and this has to do with the animation angles. If they switch from 395 for example, 59 for example to 1, so it's overcoming this 360 zero gap, then it rotates the other way around, and you unfortunately can't change it here. This is really a problem. So, but you see, I fixed it here by adding more and more keys. Let's go back to the code. We have to add the game objects. So, as you remember, we didn't import the AK and the pistol. We will import them as separate game objects. So, we will have 2 of them of each kind in our test class here. And we will set them inactive except the one on the back or the pistol back. I call it the pistol back even though it's on the front, but you clearly know the hand is in the hand and the back is the other one. Okay, back in the game. Here we are. So, what did I do? So I go to the objects and I created the material as always. So just go to the textures, create a material, drag and drop the albedo and the normal map, and just drag and drop them in, put the material in, and then I positioned them at the right position. For example, here I use this tool a lot because then you can move it and rotate it. So I put them in the right spot. And here we are, pistol and AK. And as you remember, we have some bones for our weapon. So for example here, the weapon front bone, the pistol back is attached to it. And the other one is a weapon back. Here the AK is attached to it. Just rotate it as the default rotation in Blender. And now we have to check if this is looking okay. So if you are in play mode and you have a look at this, and you finally decide, okay, it doesn't look quite right. Maybe I think it's okay, but it maybe can be a little bit deeper. And so now it looks a little bit better. And then you just copy and transform, copy component, stop it, and paste the component values here. Okay, now we have to switch our weapons. So these states can have behaviors if you don't know it. So for example, so we go here, say add component, my switch, and you create a new script for it. And this is a class generated. So the most important methods here are onState enter, onState update, onState exit, because it's a state machine behavior. It's not a mono behavior. It's something you put on a state in the animator. And therefore you can do something when you enter a state, when the state updates, this is called multiple times, so 1 time per frame, and when the state is ending. So on the state move and on state IK, we will leave this as it is because these are the most important ones. So the animator is an animator. You can get a component, for example, our test class. The state info gives you info about the state, for example, the length, the complete length, or the speed, how fast is it played, and the time, normalized time, how fast we are. So in general, you will get these parameters, speed, and the length and where we are. Okay, what do we do? On enter, we don't need this. On update, we want to switch the weapons. So we have the weapon on the back and the back weapon should disappear, and in the hand, the weapon in the hands should appear. So we start with a pistol. We said, okay, pistol back, set active false, pistol hand, set active true. How do I get the reference of the get pistol? You get the component. Animator, get component, our test script. There is a reference to pistol back. We set it active and everything is good. Okay, when should we do it? So if the pistol is not active yet. This is good because then it's called once. And if 5% of the animation is played. So how do we calculate the percentage? We just take the normalized time and divide it by the length. And as soon as 5% of the animation is played, this will be called. So as I stated earlier, we can ask for the speed. We can retrieve the speed and check if it's greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, we do this. If it's less or equal 0, which in our case is -1, the animation is played backwards. So you put the weapon back. This means we have to flip the set active. Pistol back is active again and in the hand is deactivated after 95% of the animation is played, and this is directly the opposite of 5%. And we check if the pistol back is not active instead of the pistol hand is active. Okay, so we can reuse this. Can we reuse this again for the other weapon? Yes, we can. So we introduce a variable called isPistol, and if it's a pistol, we do this. Otherwise, we do it for the AK. And therefore, we do this, we just copy the code and say, okay, AK in hand, active self, state info after 30%, and so on. And this isn't guaranteed to be called, so we will just duplicate it on state exit, but we do not check for the activeness of the component and the state info length, because here we know it's an exit. We have reached the end of our state. Okay, how do we know that it's exactly 30%? Let's go to our animation here. So now the AK in the hand is active. The user or the character grabs it, and after here, so this is the moment where we should switch it. Now the hand should be active and the back should be deactivated. So imagine the hand is empty, and then there we go, grab it, and here you can see a percentage, and it's 30%, around 30%. Here we should switch the weapons and everything is fine. Okay. The only thing that is left is just attach it here, get pistol, set pistol back, get AK, and set it back. And as you can see, the check mark is only checked for the pistols. I will just have to use the switch here, set as pistol, and there we go, that's it. Okay, let us have a look. So the character has currently no weapon, is in idle state, and now we check the AK. In the hand it's activated. Here you see it's activated here, the pistol back. Let's grab the pistol. This goes back. This is activated. So the pistol is working a little bit better from an animation point of view. But yeah. So we can also shoot and run during we have our pistol in the hand, or walk with half the speed. And yeah, that's it. This was a pretty long tutorial, so I'm sorry for that, but it had to be so long. So here it's so much to explain. I don't know if any tutorial like this is out there. I mean, these animations are rarely in other games. So for example, if you take Counter-Strike, there's no animation of weapon switching. It's just instantly there. And this is really, a AAA technique. The really difference between my technique and a AAA game is that they will use motion capture for the things, and they will put way much more effort in having the right positions of the weapons, switching the weapons, and they would even work with one reference, so not activate and deactivate the weapons. They would really say, okay, it disappears here, and we move it here until it's done, and then we move it back here. The good thing if you have one bone for weapon front and weapon back is you can, for example, throw the weapon with animation or something like that. Yeah, you can throw it, it flies. For example, he can throw it in the air and catch it back, or he throws it and then you decouple it from your character and make it a own rigid body physics object. And this is really a cool thing. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel, because then I'm way more motivated than otherwise. So bye. Subscribe to my channel to get more straight to the point tutorials.